He. Hi. Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. Also, I see questions already. So the sub alert Gamba, basically what that does is, you know how when you sub normally, it'll just do like the normal, like, hey, I subbed, yay! Hi!
Hawaii.
Hi. So instead of getting like the regular one that everybody gets, it's one customized to you. So you could pick like the sound itself, you could pick the picture or a message or any of the combination, as long as it doesn't go against TOS and will get me banned forever. But that's the idea for it. So super custom, special only for you. But how is everyone? Hi. I broke out the small model today because I felt like I needed to move around more. I needed to be perceived a little more than usual. Yeah, right? Hello, Titan. How are you? Welcome in. I'm doing okay. So if I sound any bit off, it is because I have been sick the past couple of days. I feel better today, which is, you know, why I'm streaming and stuff. If I feel worse at any point, I will end stream early, but I think I'm fine. But if I sound any bit funky at all, or if I'm coughing or sneezing, anything like that, it's just because I was sick. I hate how blocked nostrils keep switching sides. Pick a lane already. I know, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Also, I'm sorry that you're still sick. You got debobid. I hope you feel better soon, so that way you could eat all your beans. You gotta grow big and strong and eat your beans. But seriously though, I hope you feel better. You should have heard me the other day, though. I was like 2 octaves lower than usual. It's crazy. Yeah, gotta allow for breathing. Oh, the breathings. Speaking of breathings, how's your nose, gal? Is your nose doing okay? You breathing all right? Does it feel funny? Also, this music is so good. I think Hot Top Volcano is, if not the best, one of the best tracks for Diddy Kong Racing. Bum 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 bum. It's especially the worst during the transition because it baits you into thinking it's going away and the other one gets blocked. I know, it's so awful. It's evil. Much better I had the splints taken out today so I can breathe away more and smell things. Do you want to come smell me? You could come to my house and you could come and smell me and be like, Leah smell. You can smell my gamer stink. I haven't showered in a couple days. I actually am stinky today because I've been sick. When it's sick, it's fine. It's fine. I can be a little stinky. I can be a little stinky as a treat when I'm sick. Yeah, that's the worst, is like, you're sick, and then it's hard to, like, get around and do things, and then you're also stinky, and you're like, bleh. So yes, today is accurate for stinky for me. I did manage to cook today, though, so that was good. I made, churrasco with, chimichurri and tostones, and it was delicious. And I made so much chimichurri. I always make way more than I need. That's when you smell it comes back and you're like, oh god, yeah. Because, like, if I have the energy, I'll try to, like, make myself shower a little more, because then I'm a stinky little gremlin. But yeah, I will try to, but sometimes I don't have the energy when I'm sick, you know? Positive thing, though, I can't sleep because of coughing, so I get to show up to Leah's stream instead. Well, I still hope you feel better. If at any point you need to dip, you know, to, like, sleep or, like, drink water, get meds, whatever you need, please take care of yourself. Sour, you know, I'm not even gonna lie, a little bit. I'm a little stinky baby today. Yeah, you know, it is what it is, though. I got my water at water. I got my water at the ready. Got my water and I've got the telly on, and I'm watching the BBC. Water bottle. Just, I don't know what it is, but it makes my brain go burr to say water bottle. Or tuna. How do you feel about spuds with tuna on them? I keep getting those like jacket potato food truck videos, and why is there canned tuna on like a baked potato? I'm so confused about that. I feel like that would not go well. I can't see it working. I was watching Twitter earlier, that's on the BBC. There we go. I was at a baby shower the other day, and a couple came in with some kind of Great Britain accent, and I almost responded instinctively before I realized they were actually British. Oh no. Or you gotta offer them beans on toast. But yeah. Yeah. Because, like, there are a lot of things that would go well on baked potatoes, but canned tuna is not something I can imagine would taste good. You know what I mean? But who knows? I can't really eat it anyway, but maybe I'm missing out. Except I'm not, because it would make my tummy hurt. Spuds, yeah. Yeah, dude, is spud, like, a common word for, like, a baked potato? Because, like, I don't think anyone here uses spuds like that. Baked potato. Baked potato plus canned tuna. Same as brisket, yeah? No, yeah, we just say like if you have the potato at the store, like it's just a potato, and then if you bake it and then you put stuff in it, it's a baked potato. But we call it potatoes either way. I say spuds if I'm feeling silly. If you're in a silly, goofy mood. Like, if you called it a spud, it's not, like, incorrect, but at least in the US, like, I've never heard anyone be like, oh, do you want to have, like, spuds with dinner tonight? Like, it would be like, do you want, like, a baked potato as a side? Oh, that's the other thing. Don't y'all, like, I'm sure not everyone, but don't y'all, like, eat jacket potatoes as like a whole meal, not as like a side? Said Spuds back in Washington. Okay, there we go. So there's one place. One place so far. Spuds with the buds. Okay, that's kind of cute though. Spuds is more slang. We still say potatoes. Potato. Potato. What do you like on your potatoes? Honestly, I like when I see people make the baked potatoes and then they like put butter in it and then they like keep stirring it until it's like nice and creamy and then they put the stuff in there. That's always the best. It looks good. I think I would put, let's see, maybe some kind of cheese, definitely bacon, probably a little bit of sour cream. Not else. People usually put chives on there. I feel like it's one of those things you could put a lot of stuff on there. Not everything. Not everything. Brits, I'm looking at you. But I feel like there's a good amount of stuff you probably could put in there. I like it when it's nice and creamy, they put stuff in there. Leah 2025. I'm sick, okay? I'm still sick. I might sound better than I did like 2 days ago, but I am still sick and my brain is like, I can't help it, okay? Also, like, while I've been, like, sick, I've been trying to work on the model, which I have gotten stuff done. I've been productive, except for one day where I was just, like, dying. But, I have been very productive. But, yeah. Leah sick, go slab? No. I'm not, like, terribly sick. It was just, like, minor cold flu. I always forget the difference. But, like, nothing awful. Roll that heckin' thing in olive oil, salt, pepper, bake it, cut it open, fork it, add butter, mush it around, add cheese, garlic, more salt and pepper, sour cream, mash that shit some more. Mwah, chef's kiss. I got an ad for a gazebo top replacement. Not a whole gazebo, just the roof. Go sleep or take teefs. I mean, I'll take teefs. Gib teef. Gib. But I will be fine. I promise. If it catches up to me and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not doing well, I promise I will end early and I will go lay down. But I think I will be okay. No, you take my teeth. No. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. You silly. Gibdo. I actually really like how they did the Gibdos in not Twilight Princess. Tears of the Kingdom. Give me that fang. No, it's mine. It's attached. I can't hide it. I don't have a toggle for it. But it's mine. Mine.
They got teeth in Leah's stream? A live teeth?
I got teeth in my room. Like, outside of my body, but in my room. Oh, I should throw in... I don't know if I threw in the tooth emote. That's something I should put in the throwing system, and then also probably in the free emotes, too. Do y'all want the tooth as an emote? Because I know it's, like, we have it as channel points, but, like, do you want it as an emote? Because I could probably switch out one of the emotes and put it in, like, a free slot or something if y'all want it. You let me know. You have 666? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. I've been watching Henya clips again recently. I love the way she says it. It's so funny and adorable. 20,000? Jesus. All ethically sourced, yeah. Very ethically sourced teeths. All the little digital teeths. But yeah, I should definitely put it in the throwing system. I feel like we should make new throwables. Though I also, at some point, I want to sit down and make some more stuff in Blender so I can practice. But one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Hells yes, brother. You could gamble 20 times with that many. You could. You could. You very well could. How about this? Let's do this. Prediction. Start prediction. Is Leah thinking about 1 or 2? 1, 2. 30 seconds. Go Gamba. You'll never know the answer. You'll never know. Or big throw 20 times. That's true. That's very true. But test your luck. See what you get. I also have coffee. Coffee is delicious. Bam ba-dam ba-dam bam bam ba-dam. Ba-da-da-da-da-dan. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, let's see. Where'd the prediction go? No, prediction. There it is. All right. Boom. Whoever voted 1, you got it. I don't know who was who. But I ended the prediction, so you're welcome. Titan and Steven, apparently. Poo rigged. I just picked one. I threw my mouse around and was like, this one. I win 90 teeths. There you go. But you have 20,000. You're fine. You're not struggling in this economy. All right. Let me scooch us to art stuff because I wanna do the do, and then we could chat over there. All right, we do that, and then I'm gonna have to move me for a second. Whee! All right. All right. I think here is good relatively. All right, now I can see y'all again. There we go. Hi. Tooth stocks are at an all-time high. Yes, tooth. Just invest in tooth. Tooth is soaring to the moon. To the moon. All right, let me show you some stuff. So it's not completely done yet, but want to see how I moved the earring? So the eyeball itself, like this part right here that I'm poking, that is going to be controlled by my mouse movement. So it's not moving right now, but it will. So watch this. Ready? Wow. Look at it move. Look at that movement. Isn't that crazy? Wow. So if I move on the y-axis, it actually gets bigger and smaller and can swing a little bit, right? And then if I move it on the x-axis, it's swingy. It's swinging. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Right there. Isn't that so cool? I'm so happy with how it came out. Like, I still have to adjust these, but I have to make a guideline for it because I tried a couple different ways to make it work the way I wanted it to, and it was being weird. So I gotta make sure that these all move a certain way, and then I can change the position to match, like for instance, if I go here, it's not gonna be this far out, right? But I will move it so that it'll, like, hang back here. Yeah, it's swinging. It's swinging. But I'm like really proud of how this came out, because like here's the cool part. Let me do here. So this is the swing, right? And then I have the in and out for the y-axis. And then I got the physics for the ball. And then when I turn to the side, this is all 2D, keep in mind, but I gave it a little bit of depth. And so now it looks like a 3D object. It's so cool. Same thing for turning down and up like that. Isn't that so cool? But I'm very, very proud of how this is coming out so far. And why am I still looking down? That's why. Yeah, swing. And then we're still on the same, like, head X, head Y that we were on prior. And then I think we're going to focus on hair today. Because once we get all the head parts done, we are good. Like, doing the body, that part's, like, ridiculously easy. It's just the head that takes all the complex stuff. So look at that. So we're gonna go over all the millions of parts over here. I know you can't see them. If I like, no, you can't see them. My big head's in the way. Bald. Well, today we're working on hair, so I won't be bald anymore. You know, I gotta make sure that I have hairs. All right, so I can show you. This is the mesh that I made, and then that's what a mesh that is auto-generated looks like. It's not, the auto-generated isn't awful, but it's not good. This is beautiful. This is art. This is what we like. This is nice. But we do have to go and carefully go over these so that it moves a little better. Yeah, very meshy. All the mesh. So we're gonna, no, I want that one. Yay! So now we can go and grab our eraser. Where's my B? Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Ooh, too big. I mean, I could just do that. That's fine, but yeah, we're gonna make sure everything's all nice, and then we're gonna start moving some of the hair around. Let me just move my coffee real quick. I can, maybe I can finish this in one sip. Nah, not one sip. All right, 2 sips. All right, so basically, the way I do hair at this point, I have 3 layers. I have the actual details, a base layer to link that to, and then an outline layer. And then I might, for the way this got cut over here, I might end up needing like an extra little, like, oopsie mesh, but we will see. The nice part is I can be a little less accurate with this one. I don't have to be quite as crazy as I probably normally would be. Because since this is all, like, this is really more for, like, general placement rather than detail. Or if I need to, like, add, like, very mild, like, shading in certain parts. Like, I'll explain it when I am done meshing this. But basically, since the detail layer is on top, if I need to squish it at any point, I can go, oh, okay. Well, this squishes a little bit to the side, so you'll see this layer underneath, and then it ends up looking basically like shading. So adds a little bit of details. I'm just gonna go around. Also, having a tablet makes this so much easier because I can just very carefully slide everything. Probably zoom this out a little bit. There we go. I wish I could change the background color for this. I don't know if I can. I might be able to. But as soon as the head is, like, done, then I can do the body, and then we can start actually using the model. And I'm very, very excited for this. I've been working so hard on this. Music's so good in this. It's just happy and carefree, just doing its thing. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. All right, almost around. Happy, happy, happy. Exactly. Bum ba dun 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 dun. All right, almost. Let's pull it out. There we go. All right, so super, super basic. I'm gonna do a little bit here, and then we're just gonna go around the outside and then clear the inside, and that's gonna be good enough. All right, let's do here. And then I can connect that to, like, I think we'll connect it from there. And then we have 2 parts of this we need to do. Because, like, for this one, like, I could be a little more detailed on these, but considering I technically have to do these meshes, like, 3 times in total, 2 of, like, the same detail, 1 of a different detail, like, higher level. It's just like, this is, you know, you get what you get. But whatever I'm doing now, even if it's lazy, is still better than the auto meshing. Bum, 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 ba-dow. Do, bum, ba-dow. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, and there, beautiful. So now that space in between is represented. Dang, trashing on auto meshing, it tried its best. I mean, you're not wrong. It did actually try its best. The problem is its best is not very good. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to have to be that guy. As much as the auto mesh can be really nice for stuff, it's usually, it's not great. I almost always have to remesh stuff that auto mesh spits out. when this eventually becomes a VOD and then there's no background music, people are going to be so confused for what I'm singing along to. But yes, auto mesh does try its best, but sometimes it's not good enough. 1 second. My throat is full of bleh. Boop, 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 boop. And the nice part is, I'm only really gonna go along the outside on this one. Like, normally I would also go along this edge too, but you hear music. I know you hear music. I can see it being recorded. I just delete the channel when I set it up for VODs. Bow, bow, bow. Bum, 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 bum. Boop, boop. What symbol is that? I can't even tell. Boop, 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 boop. Dun dun bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum. There's so many curves. Candles? Oh. Wait, why are you putting candles? Ba-da-bum-ba-dum. Oh, I do have my Vicks here. Okay, I'm probably going to put that on in a minute. Couldn't remember if I left it on my nightstand or if I brought it into my office. I should probably get some ginger ale. I don't have any. Whenever I'm feeling sick, like the immediate go-to is Vicks, ginger ale, saltine crackers, and probably some chicken noodle soup or whatever is closest that I have at that point. Boop, boop. All right, almost there. We can connect. And then I don't really think I need to clean up the inside because it's all a solid color. It doesn't really matter. All right. Let me do one thing. I'm just gonna connect this to, actually no, it'll auto connect. Boom. Oh yeah, that looks weird. I am gonna actually clean that up very slightly. All right, come on. Bum 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 ba dum bum ba da dum bum ba dum ba dum. All right, make that a little bit smaller. Ba-da-bow. I don't know why it's being a little angy. Like, it sees some of the lines. If I go too quickly, though, it's like, nah. No, I'm actually not gonna get rid of that. Yeah, smaller. Become small. Like, if I wave this over like this, look how it's only like a few of them for some reason. I have to keep going over them, which I don't understand why, but whatever. Ba-da-da-da. All right, perfect. There we go. So for the really, really, really basic ones, this, where I don't really worry about too much on the inside versus like this one where I actually went around each section. I'm like, a lot of detail here. Let's make that like one part. Not a lot of detail from here to here, so we'll make that another part. So what I was trying to explain earlier was if I decide I need to squish this in like to here, right? That kind of makes it look like it's all part of one versus how it was before. See? So I can do little smooshes. Little squishes, little smooshes. Let me go back to, let's do this one underneath. Because like these they're not bad, but they don't move the way that they're supposed to if you leave them like this, you know? Like, not the worst. Like, when I did my first model, I left most of the meshes as they were, and it ended up creating a bunch of problems for me later on, so I try to make sure that I do at least a little meshing. There's something I did here that I can fix later. I apparently only changed the outline color and not the inside of the outline color, but that's an easy fix for switching out the textures. Small versus hydraulic press squish. Oh, I've seen those. Those are funny. I can probably do that with my my new model once this is done. All right, let's do like that. Boop, 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 boop. And then it's going to be the same thing. Oh, and part of the reason why I do that like outside border is in case I cut off, like let's say I leave it here, right? And if I cut off anything by, like, let's say I put this here, the texture or the mesh that I'm making holds the texture in it. So if I just like start going out to here, I'm going to cut off everything. So like, let's say I just went around and I just cut it off at the top, like this section here, from here to here, everything down here would get cut off, right? So part of the reason I like adding that little extra that I put around is in case I like am a little bit over. It's hard to see because it's gray here, but I am a little over it on this line. Because, you know, I can't be exact. I can only do my best. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-da-da-dum. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Boop. 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 There we go. There's so many curves too, so I can't really space out these points as much as I would also like to space them out. Because like, if I go too far, then it's just like, oh, well, that cuts off all that. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Boop, boop, boop. This is gonna look so nice when it's done though. And then something that we can start to do, once I have this one done, we can start to move the, actually, let me wait until we have the second bang and then the like under bang for bang 1 and 2, and then we can start to move it. Because like there's parts that we don't have to move quite yet. Like I have, I think I have bangs 1 through 5. Yeah, because 3 is the matching ones. And then 4 and 5 are separate. So yeah, I'll wait till we finish 1, 2, and then the underbang. Ba-da-da-da. All right, so now we can go around. Actually, let me do one thing first. Same thing here, where we're just gonna start adding from here. There we go. And here, and here, and here. And then that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. All right, and now we can go around the outside. Okay, this one goes here, here. Bum, ba-da-da-bum, ba-da-dum. Oh, no, not there. We're gonna move you like that. Then I'm gonna bring you back in. They really like to try to auto-connect here. I don't know if you can see when this line here turns red, but that's it trying to auto-connect. So sometimes if I get a little too close, I can't place it where I want. So if I wanted it like here, for instance, if I tried to place that normally, it wouldn't let me. So I can place them wider out than I would have and just drag them there. See, it just auto-connected this one. Sometimes they're a little rude, excuse you, little rude, little stinky. So sometimes it's easier to just place them outside and then bring them back in. All right, this one goes here, that one goes there. Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum. All right. Good, good, good. Ba-da-dum. All right, about halfway done with this. The other, for bang 2, it's not quite as large. So that will be a little bit faster. And then the under bangs are pretty small. Oop, nope. Bring that in. That one too. Yeah, that just really wants to auto-connect there, huh? Bang boos! I love the bang boos. They're so cute. They're so small and adorable. Oh, at some point, we can probably add Chat's little mascot onto this model. Though I don't know where I want to put y'all on this one. Because this model is going to be a lot smaller than the main model. So I thought it'd be funny to keep it proportionate, but you'd probably be about the same size as me at that point, you know? Okay. Oh, is that Paimon? Do you think that the Bang Boos would also be emergency food? Like, if you had to eat one of them first, would you eat Paimon or the Bang Boo as emergency food? Top of your head, stuck inside your horn loop. I was thinking about putting you there. I think I'd still have to make you guys small. Or if I made you an even, like, babier version. Like a little blob, almost. Like, you get a second form. All right. And boom. There we go. There's that one. Auto connect. Then we get rid of all the extra lines here. And then there. And then let me make this smaller. Boop. Oh, actually, no, I need that one. It's a little funky there, but it's fine. It's fine. Nobody's gonna see it. Oh, actually, that one's good there. And then boop, boop, boop. There we go. Cool. So everything for Bang 1 is now meshed correctly. I was thinking like a cat with his head stuck in a paper tube. That'd be kind of funny. Because I have to see when I move like my head up and down. No, wrong one. That one. Like, I have to see how big you're gonna end up being. Like how much space we have here. Depends. Would you eat some wires and robotics? I don't think I would personally, but you know, chat has admitted to eating a lot of things that they shouldn't be eating. So maybe chat would. Maybe chat would. Boop. There we go. Now we can go here. Chat bean. Yeah, kind of like the bean that we have in Discord. Like I could probably make something like that. Like a little teeny tiny, like small form. Oof. But yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, should I add chat into here or should I save that for the big model? Only if the wires and robotics were made with toxic materials. So you won't eat it unless it's toxic. Just has to be. Let's see. Can I show? I'm gonna do this because it's a little easier to see right now. What? I feel like I just don't have the background. Is it not on? Oh no, it's on. Okay. All right. So this is the one that we're gonna pay a little more attention to for detail. A bean stack. That would be cute too. Like there's so many options that I have to eventually add things to this. All right, let's start from, I kind of want to start from here actually, because it doesn't really matter, but I do want to separate these areas here so they move like slightly more independently compared to the rest of it, but you'll get the idea of like how I like to mesh these. Because I want it to feel like when you look at like 3D models, and they have this thing called, I think it's UV mapping. I think that's the term for it. But basically, when you're adding like the actual like drawing part to a 3D model, you have something similar to what would be a texture atlas in Live 2D. So like imagine that like when this is all unfolded into a flat surface, like it would show like what we see now, because this is all flat. So the texture atlas for 2D is kind of like funky, but for 3D you would end up wrapping it around like that, you know, let's say it's a cube, right? So each side would have a different image on it, but it's all just a bunch of squares put together and then like kind of glued, and then you'd wrap it around that cube, right? So same idea. So I've been trying to like I don't know if it's take inspiration, but I've been trying to mimic it. But it seems to have been working. So let's do here. Bam, 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 bam. All right. I'm gonna do another thing over there, but not quite yet. Let's do that there. So now I have that space in between. Oh, actually, I'm gonna move this here, that there. There we go. Okay, that's a little more even. There we go. And then I'm gonna add a separate line over here. Try to plagiarize. That's not the same thing. I don't think you can plagiarize like unwrapping a cube into squares. I don't think that's how that works. All right, let me select. We're gonna select from here. And then same thing. I'm gonna just move this like that. Then eventually won't have to. There we go. Then I can select, no, battery, fine. You stay on. You stay on right now. There we go. So you can kind of see how like we've separated that first like tendril of hair, and then we're gonna do the same thing with this one. And then the way I have this done is like 3 big sections, and then I usually take that corner and kind of like put a line here, and then I have this section. But I think the more that I like create this, the more that you'll be able to see. Oops, I gotta start from here. And then same thing where I gotta kind of pull this down. Boop, boop. Okay. And then we go up. And then this. And then I want to do one more in here. And then we can connect it there. And then same thing with both separating this side from that side and then the inside. Let's start from that one. Yeah. All right, I'm going to zoom in on that one too. All right, you can go here, you can go here. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And then we can go back a couple. And then we can follow this way. All right, that one, and then there. Dun dun. Realistically, what I should have done was made these separate underneath. Same thing with the one that like curls over here, but I didn't. So that's what it's just gonna be. Like for better movement, I could have and should have separated that, but hindsight's 2020. Yay! All right, I'm gonna separate here to here real quick. This was that line I was trying to describe earlier. And then now we're gonna come down here. All right, and then we can come back to this one up here. And then start going around this line here so we can separate these. Do there, there. I keep dragging the monitor with me. You're coming with me whether you like it or not. Do that and that. So now all we have to do is just connect this section over here. And then I will probably separate this mildly before we finish it, but should be mostly good. So now you can see that section. Then we're going to do the same thing over here, but I am going to start from here and go down. Make it a little easier on myself. Do that here, that there. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Dun, 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 dun. Boop, boop. All right, do that one, and that one, and then that one. Okay. All right, now we're at the bottom. So then we can connect this here, and then we can start on this line up here. Boop, boop. Do, 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 bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. All right, and then we can select this one, and then we'll go up. Boop, boop, boop. All right, good. So that separates there. So see how you have like each section. I usually try to separate into like 3 sections of like various sizes. So this is the thinnest, this is like the medium, and then this is the thick. And then I can take this section here, connect, and then I'll break it into like maybe 2 or 3 sections, depending on how everything is looking at that point. But let's see, this section here, I don't think needs any more separation. But we can do separation here, and then we can do a little bit over here. So I'm actually gonna start from, I think this one. We'll do this, and then we can kind of draw out how the shape is supposed to go. Go from like here-ish. And then keep following that up. Nope. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bring that up here. There we go. So see how that's separated now? But it still follows that basic movement. You can kind of see that curve through the mesh. Okay, so boop, 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 boop. Let's do from here, and then we're gonna follow this down. Actually, we can do it from this one. Yeah. Like, I was really confused by all this when I first started working on these, and now I'm like, oh, okay, like, you can actually kind of tell what the shape is now that you slowly go through this. And then I think I'm gonna leave this section probably alone, because there's not a lot of detail here, so we can finish up this section up here. If it ended up being wonky, I could add another line through here. Like, there's technically, like, this up here that I could do, but I'm just gonna leave it, you know? Boop. All right, and now we're gonna go around. And then I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna go back and section this out a little bit. So that way it's relatively close. All right, then here to here. Nice. And then I can do the same thing here and here. So from here to here, I'm gonna kind of follow this a little bit. that one. Nice thing is I can always pull these and rearrange them if I need to. But we're gonna go here and then follow this curve this way. And then all we need to do is just go around the outside edge and this one's good. You can see why meshing manually takes forever on a lot of these. And some people might think this is a little overkill, but honestly, it makes my life so much easier. Like the next big thing that I want to do for rigging is make sure that I'm incorporating glue into most of the parts of the rig, because what I have seen glue do would make my life so much easier. However, I need to start with like much more simplistic, basic shapes first. Like at some point, I want to just sit down and like try to make a square into a cube. Same thing with like a triangle into just three-dimensional triangle. Like I want to just take shapes and then go from flat to 3D. But doing this outside edge is so much easier. Ah. Let me bring you. You're gonna go here, you're gonna go here. Nope, you are gonna go here actually. Ah. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right, move this down. Na 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 na. Bum bum ba da 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 da. Oh, you can actually see my little tattoo from here. Okay, that one there. Oh, and then I'm gonna have to do these like inside sections a little bit, but we'll get there in a second. No, 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 not that one. Oh, also, we had this crazy thunderstorm last night, but I want to say it was at like maybe 6, 7 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep last night. So I finally like start to fall asleep probably at like 5, right? And then all of a sudden I wake up, like Negi woke up from it too, but I just hear this like giant, like the loudest thunder I have ever heard in my entire life. Like, and I just shot up out of bed. I was like, oh, who's there? It was crazy. I was not a fan. Neither was Negi. I felt really bad for him because I hate thunder, but he really hates thunder. All right, let's do this one, and then I'm gonna have to be careful. Just pop these in here very carefully. Boop, boop, boop. But it was crazy loud. I hope there's not another storm like that soon. I think it has to do with all the like crazy like polar vortex shit coming up again. Because this is going to be the third one we've had in like, I think it'll end up being a month and a half? Just like insanity. Okay, there we go. So there's the inside on that one. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Let me do this and then I'll bring that up. Okay, that one goes there. Then we can auto connect this, and then I'm probably not touching most of it minus the outside portions. Bum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum bum. Do that one. Put that here. Put that there. Dun, 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 dun. All right, and then that can go there. Cool. Okay. Now it's done. Minus the little bit of erasing. All right, how big is this eraser? Ooh, why is it always so big? I never understand why it's so big, like right out of the gate. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's fine there. Okay, and then let's get rid of all this. That one we don't, oh, no. We need that one, but not the other one. Okay, and then those are fine. There we go. Beautiful, look at that. It looks great. And now this will actually move the way it's supposed to. Because if I have to make it wider or squish it, I don't want it looking like super funky and messed up. And since that's done now, I can take this and clip it here. All right. Clip the base to the render, yeah. No, render to base. Do, 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 do. There we go. Let me make sure to save this real quick. But that's already looking a lot better. Technically, we could start, I could wait on the these little under parts here. But as soon as we get the under parts of here, then we can start moving this around. So let's do this. All right, this is gonna be much faster than the last one. So we don't have to be anywhere near as detailed. I feel like the meshing takes me the longest. I don't know if that's the same for any other live 2D rigger out there. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the only part that gets it like slightly more complicated is right here, but that's really easy to fix, honestly. Let me zoom in a little more for here. Boop, boop, boop. I love the little dino bite guy, he's cute. Up, 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 boom. Look at how fast that is comparatively. Just need to add this section, and then the outside, and then it's good. It's good. All right, we'll start from here. It's Gouda. It is. It is Gouda. And then this one here can connect. Actually, it's technically already connecting there. So let's do from here. Then we can do, yeah, there we go. All right, and then that one, and then we can add that there to make that easier. Okay, now we can go around the edges, and then that one's done, and then one more time, and then we can start moving it. Okay. Let's do that. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. Nope, not that one. Okay, a little lower. Move that. Nope, not that one. not that one. At some point, I'm gonna make a control Z counter. Because I feel like I hit that quite a lot. Definitely less when I'm rigging compared to drawing. But I still, there we go, another one. I still hit it quite a bit. Boop, boop. Dum, ba, dum, boom. All right, we're gonna put that here, so we can put that there. And that one can go there. And then boom. There we go, auto connect. The eraser out. Like, I understand why it does auto connect when you don't have the extra lines in the center, but it always looks so funny. Okay, those being there is fine. Cool, so that one is now done. Bottom. Okay, so render base outline, and then that one's done. And then I can organize these. I do have to do it in like a very slightly different way. Because technically the way I have it is the render, base, and outline for number 1. Oh, wrong outline. This outline. It technically has to be underneath a bunch of stuff, but I can adjust that slightly. All right, almost there. Save again. And then here we go. Oh, I guess I forgot to do that on this one too. I wonder, was I trying to make the outline darker or lighter? That I don't remember, but I can always change that if I need to. All right, we're gonna start from here. Just go around real quick. Put that one here, that one there. And then one can go here, one can go here. Guess we can push that one in a little more. Let's adjust these. All right, boop, boop, boop. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Boop, boop. Oh, webtoons again. Keep getting alerts on my phone from them today. I guess it's a busy posting day today. All right, that one. Almost got it. Then I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit over here. Boop, boop. I just wish I could see the background a little better on this one, because since all of this is so gray, it's like one shade of gray, another shade of gray, another shade of gray, and then like I can't see it. I can't see it. And then if I switch it, it doesn't really work well for light colors. Oh, no, I didn't want to put that there. So this is actually the better option in this case. And same thing, we're gonna go here. I'll move you about here. And then we can start from there. All right, that one can go there. Bum, 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 bum. And that can go like there. All right, that should be good. And then same thing, we can connect to this one. Okay, now we can go down. Oh, I can't wait to be able to start moving these. As much as it can be very satisfying to like custom mesh all of this, my brain's just like, come on, let's get, I wanna move stuff. I wanna see what the hair is gonna look like. Let's see. I wanna know how it's gonna move. Okay, so those two are connected. Okay, now we can just do the outside and we should be good. All right, let's start from here. I think that'll be easier. All right, and here, boop, boop, boop. Move that up, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. There's probably a faster way to do this, but I am not quite aware of that yet. Though I feel like I've seen tools for it where you can kind of do basic shapes, but I'm not sure if that would end up being helpful or not, especially if you have something that's like kind of irregular, like the way I have the hair done here. Like for an eyeball, you know, circle is basically good, even if you have it a little more like oval than circle shape, right? That's not the case here. Okay, almost around. Okay. There we go. Thanks for being here, Titan. I hope you have a good night. Thank you. Thank you for the fart. Oh my god. That's silly. That's very silly. No, don't die. My phone is lay dying. I might switch to the PNG tuber. Actually, let me do that now. Give me 1 second, because I don't want my phone to die right now. Say goodbye to Chibi. One sec, looking for the charger. All right, got the charger. Now we can switch over to the other model. I thought I was gonna have enough charge for it, but apparently not. All right. That one can go away, and then I can move, let's see. There's my tablet, we can move that. And then I can open up this. Just give it 1 second. Come on, you can load. There we go. Okay, we'll make this big now. Cool. Just need to switch one thing on here. Bing bong. There we go. Hi. All right, we went from small to big. There we go. How's that? Everything look okay? Look good? Look fine? Let me just do the inside. Hi, Big Leah. You just missed Chibi Leah? Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll see Chibi Leah again soon. All right, let's select this one. Now we can add these real quick. There we go. It was nice to have the schmal while it was there. All right, boop, 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 boop. Down. There we go. I'll take it, and then this one. Then we can start moving stuff. All right, this one. Start from here. Nope, not that one. No. There we go. Right, that one can go there, that one can go there. And that one can go there. It's just so close. It really, really wants to, like, not be that close. All right, let me do from here, and then I can adjust that. Cool. Okay, now we can auto-connect that. And then eraser, let's make that smaller. All right, cool. All right, those are fine there. And these ones, make a little smaller. Just a little bit. There we go. That should be good enough. All right, let's go. So I'm gonna separate 1 and 2 into their own respective layers. Let me do, what number am I on this? 700? This one's gonna be 699, so I don't have to deal with this being annoying. So I messed with the draw order to be easier. Okay, so render, base, and outline. This is all gonna be bang 1. So let's do bang 1 XY. All right, and that's still under hair, right? Yeah, good, good, good. Okay, and then we're gonna do bang 2. And it's gonna be bang 2 XY. So now, look at that. And then I should probably move these with bang 1 and bang 2 respectively, actually. So let me put this one into bang 1. So I think that might be a little easier. So bang 1, put here. So that's attached with everything in this box over here now. Look, bald. I can just take the hair, remove it. And then we're gonna take the other one. Ooh, down, down. Bum, bum, ba, dun, dun, dun. And then that can go into 2. So instead of just being an underneath, that'll be together. So it's a little easier to move it. All right, so I guess, let's see how this does. Let me see if the generated mesh will be fine. Yeah, so shiny. Look at that, ready? 1, 2, and then whoop, gone. Gone. Don't need the hair. Okay, so we're gonna do, let me do Y first since I have both of them. And then I'm gonna hide the hair in the back. And then I'm also gonna hide the horns real quick. So that way we can see very easily how it's gonna move. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go up. So these two would shift for now. Actually, you know what? Let me do X first. I think it'll be easier. We'll just do one at a time. I'm being a little crazy trying to move both at the same time. I mean, I can. It's not like it's impossible, but okay. So relatively, this part is like on the last third-ish of the eyebrow. So we're gonna try to measure it to that. So it would be like here-ish, something like that. Oh, also, you know what I should do? Hold on, let me be super smart. We're gonna go on this outline. I'm gonna hide bang 2 for a quick second. And then we're going to take this brush, and then you see how the outline is coming in over here? I wanna hide that. So let me be smart about it and push this in. That way there will be like less visibility on anything that might be darker than this shade of white right here. And just push that a little bit. Make this a little smaller. All right. See, now you can't even tell that the outline was supposed to be there. That's what I like about doing the outline the way I did. So, like that. And then eventually we'll push in like this side. Ooh, I should also... We're going to change the divisions from a 5 by 5 to... I think 7 by 7 is fine. What did the birds peck on the dog? Because it was purebred. That's cute. I like that. Also, welcome in. How you doing? All right, there we go. And then same thing. This should be relatively... I'm going to match it up to about here, just for the initial. Oh, look at that swoop, though. That actually looks really nice. Got the swoops. And then we'll go over it and change, like, the angles and all that. But for now, for just regular placement... Yeah, that actually looks really nice there, actually. I don't think I'm going to have to do too much. I might make this a 9 by 9, actually. Yeah, let's see how that works for 9 by 9. I think 9 by 9 is usually the max you can go before it starts getting a little funky. But I can do things like select, like, let's say I only want to move this part, right? I can do that, which I will eventually do. Yeah, bwebs. Bweb. Oh, I should hide those too. There, I'm gonna hide those for now, because that's when I do the ear wiggle, I need to kind of add a little more hair back here, because I cut it off at this part. So the hair that's here needs to be, I needed another little part over there. Okay. Swoosh. Kind of got the emo bang going on. Okay, now we can throw this back in. Okay, put parameters on angle X, and now we can just match this up for now. So we're gonna, ooh, actually, nope, same thing as before. We're gonna hide this, and then on the outline, same thing. Make that a little bigger, and then we're just gonna hide that outline just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Now we can put that back. Okay, now we can move it. So these fit in like that. I still have that very like mild cut line here. But thankfully, I can fix that. I just have to make like a small mask. And then this will eventually, we'll do something like that over here. Look at how crazy that is. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, and this needs to be a 9 by 9 as well. I think the hair is always the hardest for me out of like any parts on here. Because I'm like, how's it looking? How's it looking? But yeah, little by little. Like when I go to adjust this, I have to remember that the edge of this goes to, it's almost exactly off this little angle here. So I got to remember, oh yeah, right here to here. That's where I should go for. Hi, Gentle. Welcome in, welcome in. Working on making myself not bald. All right, and then we'll do that for now. I just smush the little puzzle pieces together. All right, so now we can do some adjustments. So here, so I have like maybe about 1/3 of this earring. So I want to make sure we'll do like from here to here. There we go. So about that much goes in. Not a lot goes in on this side. Hello, Leah. Hope you're having a warm day and staying warm. Popping in to say hi and lurk. Thank you. It was cold today, I think. I know it rained. Let me actually see what the number is, because I'm not sure. No, that's calendar. I want weather. It's 43 degrees. It's cold. It's cold. But I have my blankie on, so. Oh my god. Gentle. No, thank you. I do not want roasted nuts. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. There we go. So, nut. Bop, 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 bop. How long does it press this button for? Bop, 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 bop. Double nut. Thank you for the sticker and the biddies, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got double nut. That is too bad. Okay, so let's see. So we still gotta try to make sure this matches, like, it's about 2/3. 2/3. All right, this one here, and then same thing. I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take up to here. You know what, let me do one more. Up to here. We'll see how that looks. If not, we can go back one. Nuts. Nuts. Okay, so that gets a little wonky. So let's do to here, and then we can keep scrunching it in. Nuts. Welcome in, welcome in. So we'll do like here, and then we'll do here, and then we'll just keep folding that in, and that kind of sort of works as curving it. Just got to keep remembering which is the one you go on. And then I can adjust some other stuff. Because it's really flat looking right now, but I can add some poof to it. Only downside is a little hard to see. But yeah, I think a 9x9 grid was working. You technically are. Technically, yes, you are. Abois. Abois. All right, so hold on. From, let's say 1, 2, we're on 3. So let me smush in a bunch. So 1, 2, 3, we're on 4. A little more. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's almost there. Almost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost. I think that's probably about good, because you can't even really see the cuff there, and then I can push this out to give it a little more volume. But just for now, just to get the angles right, that looks correct. Bum bum ba-dum. Ba-dum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum bum. All right, that one there. Let me do the other side, and we'll worry about volume later. All right, and bang 2. Yeah, I'm happy that I ended up putting these together. All right, so we'll do this, and then this I think is also about, okay, no, it's off of this, so I gotta line it up here. Okay, so same thing, we're gonna do most of this. So that was 1, 2, 3. Okay, so on 4. Actually, how do I want to do this? Dun, dun, dun. Because I need to make sure that this curve here matches up, which would be basically all the way up to here, actually. Wow. Let me just pull that here. What if I did... Ooh. Push that. Look at how far that goes. That's crazy. The best parts about figuring out how you should move everything. This is what I hate about the hair. So what if instead of this, move that to a midpoint. So I could do like here, right? And we'll see. Try to push it. Because I would want it to be like relatively... It's just this section here. I'm gonna have to think about that. Because ideally I also would have glued these two together here, but it's always these ones. So this should be here. Maybe I can just do, let's try here. Almost. Almost got it. Because there is probably a midpoint I can probably get to. Or if I stretch a little this way, and a little that way, and a little more this way. Because I wouldn't mind, like I could stretch some of this down. I wouldn't mind this being a little further. So let's say I take, go back to that. Let's say I do this, right? And then I take here. Oh, I'm gonna have to take further than that. We're gonna do here. Like I wouldn't mind having this area out a little bit on this side. Because I'm gonna have other like bangs going here. So that'll cover some of that. And then I could push this up here. I think that'll work, actually. Are you seeing the vision, chat? So if we do this, right? And then... Do I want to, wait, paint this differently? Do this. What if... Not that one. I'm just not going to see it all of a sudden. There we go. Because I could just push this up just a little bit. Just a little bit like that. And then fixing these up here, like this would be incredibly easy to fix. That's like nothing, right? Then what if I took this and just like pulled it back just like a little bit. Just bump it a little bit. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Here we go. Okay, and then here, probably take this and go like that. There we go. Look at, perfect. And then, like I said, I'll have some hair here, so you won't even see that much. So let's see how that looks. Ooh, that actually looks pretty good. That is not bad, actually. Still gotta deal with that side, but... Okay, alright. I'll take it. I still have to fix these, the bridge piercings. But that's not that big a deal. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm cool with that, actually. I am okay with that. Alright, so let's go back to here, and then let's do the other side. So this side, I know we're gonna have to do a little bit of fuckery on this. Alright, I am gonna move... Let's see, how close do I want that to be? Okay, that's good. So I think we're gonna do like the same technique we did over here, and then we'll add some volume, we'll pull this out after. But we're gonna take it and then slowly fold it in. So we'll do up to here, push it a little bit. Here, push a little more. Oh, we're gonna have to go in much further on that. Yeah, technique. Oh, no, I gotta fix this. No, come back. Could technically grab these. It's a little janky to do it this way, but it's whatever. No one's gonna know. Except me. And now you, chat. If you're paying attention, you'll know. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, from here to here, this is good. Minus this needing volume over here, but here to here, no, this is good. This is good. I could also lasso some of this. Like if I wanted this to be moved a little bit, I could, but I kind of like that since my head is turning, this does end up being a little larger. All right. Let's do this while we're working on things. So let's take off that bounding box. And then we'll do, nope, not that one. There we go. All right, I want to try push this out a little. Ooh, not that far. Let's make this a little smaller. So this can go out a little bit, right? Then this can go out, say that much. Oop, nope, got all wonky. That's an easy fix at least. Oh, that one's fine. No, go back. Go back. There we go, and then that can go there. Beautiful. Yeah, it's always the hair. The hair is the thing I look forward to the least whenever I make models because of things like this. Again, glue would help. Glue would be nice. But I don't always feel like gluing things ahead of time. I thought this was further. Yeah, I thought we were like closer to this. I know I went further out, but let's see. Let's leave it like there. Yeah, this is definitely supposed to be in more. There we go. Yeah, I guess I also could select from like this part so it doesn't move super far. And then don't need to worry about the weight painting right now. There we go. push that in a little. I just don't want it to get a little crazy. I'm still on a 9x9, so that's good. Do I have smooth 3 on, or probably should have smooth 3 on, to be honest. Let's undo that and switch. Nope, that one's still good. Yeah, let's move both of these. Okay, so that's on smooth 3. That one's also on smooth 3. Okay, good, beautiful. And let's take these 2. Nope, needs to be a little further, so let's do these 4. Then we'll do that. Yeah, that's way too flat now. Because I like how it looks over here. This is actually, like, not bad on this side for this bang. But I feel like this went way too squished in. Let me bring it back to here, and then I can get rid of that. And that's the nice part, you can just start over. There we go. And then just some mild fixing over there. And then we'll start here. Let's see. Let's say I want the width to be like that. So we'll do this, right? Or you know what? Let me try the lasso. I don't think I've tried that yet. So I want to affect, like, let's say this section. Let's see what happens when we do that. Interesting. Live 2D gets wonky so fast. It's usually why I try to go for, like, the fold method. Because if you do slowly fold this, like, you will eventually get kind of what you want. Just might have to fold in 2s instead of each section. So I could try that. There we go. All right, let's leave these first 2 alone. We'll do here and here. So we'll do from here to here. And then we'll fold a bunch of this in. And then maybe we'll do like this. And then maybe like this. And then we can take this and then we can kind of go like that a little bit. And then push it back out some. Better. It's better. It's just needs a little oomph. Little oomph. Yeah, I think it's just gonna need some playing with. I think this is why I avoided working on this part for so long. I was like, no, I mean, aside from needing like the basic XY for the head to be what, like the foundation, like aside from that, I think my brain was like, no, I hated doing this last time. Don't do it again. Oh, no, not that one. There we go. Yeah, it's being stinky. Very stinky. But I'm also having that issue on this side too. Like the more I play with it, the easier it will be. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just always hard to find that like exact point for this, because I feel like I struggled with this on the first model as well. Ugh. All right. I am still sick, so I think it might be good for me to just kind of lay down for now. I think it's catching up to me again a little bit. But we still, honestly, even though it wasn't like the longest stream, we still got some progress done, and that's the important part. You know, we got like the base idea for like positioning on that, and that alone is already really helpful. I just gotta finish how it's gonna look on that side and that side, but I'll probably look up some techniques and see if there's something that's a little easier for that. But thank you for being here, everybody. I will see you all very soon. Probably, it's probably gonna be either Thursday or Friday. I think it's gonna be Friday this week. But chapa chapa doobie doobie daba daba machikomi doobie doobie boom 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 boom. Thank you for being here, though. I will see you all very soon. So good night and bye bye.